Hey everybody, what is going on? I am Maximus Rex and this is Big Baby Reviews. Today is Monday, so it is Sam Kieth Day. We are continuing on with the last chapter of Aliens Earth War, published in 1990. Kind of a letdown, not because of Sam Kieth himself, not his fault, but you know, as a final act to this miniseries, it's kind of subdued, I guess, is the best I could describe it. A little bit boring, to be honest. But we are mostly looking at this for the artwork. So the cover by John Bolton, excellent once again. Not the focus though for today, so we're going to crack her open right away and look at some Sam Kieth artwork. So the writer, once again, Mark Verheiden. Sam Kieth is the artist. Pat Brosseau, letterer, and Monica Livingston is the colorist. So as we've moved along, and I mentioned, we will see Sam Kieth get a little dirtier and grittier, and we're kind of seeing a little bit more of it every issue here. So there's more examples of it here in the textures and stuff. I do feel there's a slight drop off in the art. I talked about the different levels he draws at sometimes, where I feel there's more of a lower level type drawing in this issue than we've had in prior issues. Maybe the deadline's starting to catch up to him. I don't know. But there's more kind of cartoony, not that it's bad, but different levels, cartoonier, kind of representation and less illustrative stuff. And the textures, like I said, do get grittier, and the backgrounds maybe less and less defined, okay, compared to prior issues. So we do get more of the alien and more alien textures as well, thankfully, but as you'll see, we just don't get a lot of alien in this whole series. I expected maybe the last issue here to have more of them, and there's a little bit, but just not nearly enough as much as you'd want in this kind of story. So you know, these drawings, I still feel were done probably fairly quickly. The layouts are still interesting, but we're getting some cartoonier shots here, which I like, but some, you know, just quickly drawn, move on ahead kind of stuff here and there. I mean, it still has the right vibe. It still has the right atmosphere. I love the way he does these ships here, as he's done in prior issues. The textures on the planets here, we're starting to see those Sam Kieth textures appear. You know, signature textures, I guess you could say, that he uses. But like I said, it's the level of drawing here that, you know, never quite gets back up to that high level. Here and there, maybe. We are, again, getting these Sam Kieth tropes here. You know, this could be Sarah very easily in the Max. You know, I could see this layout in the Max. These kind of textures, it's almost like the Max's boot. You know, he's starting to do these donut things, which will appear eventually on the Max's boots. You know, the way he draws the female figure is well known, right? He likes to have the bit of stomach sticking out, kind of big butts. Another shot here that I think is much akin to Julie in the Max. And, you know, he doesn't skimp on the interesting layouts, you know, but I love these kind of shots. Like this is an example where he's kind of going for it and really working on the page and adding white paint and stuff for some of these backgrounds. And I like it. I like it when he goes dirty and deep with the texture. But as you can see, the story just is kind of just boring. I don't know how else to describe it, right? You just don't get as much alien as I think you should. You know, this, not a bad drawing, but just a cartoony kind of, you know, the levels keep jumping. So I feel like a lot of this is deadline style. We got to move on, get some stuff done here. Creates some interesting atmospheres down here. This definitely works. This is very dirty and Sam Kiethy. I like that. But just not enough alien, right? And they are just going to kind of fly off here and escape the aliens. And as you can see, the art just starts to drop off just ever so slightly. Still like these kind of cartoony passes, even though, again, they jump out versus the illustrative stuff. Love the silhouettes here, you know, creating that depth. All the alien textures kind of popping out the tails of the heads. Very cleverly done here at an angle. Makes it dynamic. But just the rest of it, just very boring. Lots of headshots. Just not much going on. A lot of talking. A lot of talking. Here the layouts get a little more interesting, right? Now we're getting to some Sam Kiethisms here, right? Probably statted a little bit, like did a photocopy. It gets degraded or possibly redrawn here, but I think it's more of a degraded thing. The layout is what makes it interesting here. I mean, we barely know this is under the vehicle here, right? There's barely enough information. I really feel like the deadline's kind of creeping up. And finally, we get some more alien shots. A little bit of the texture that I've been looking for and craving for, but not so much. This is about probably one of the coolest and best shots of the aliens in this whole series, honestly. Textures, shadows are right. I think this looks very good. That's a cool kind of gritty shot too. Just a little cartoony all of a sudden, a little too cartoony. And the coloring doesn't work here because we can't see the teeth, right? The teeth aren't well defined as they should be. It takes away from some of the menace of the mouth and the teeth of the alien. Some more wacky layouts. And yeah, finally, it seems like they're getting away, as they always do. And of course, we're going to end on the note that every alien story ends with, perhaps not. So there you go. That is the last issue that we'll be looking at of Sam Kieth's artwork on Dark Horse Comics and Aliens. Next episode in a week, we'll be looking at some Marvel Comics Presents stuff, which I definitely think is more bombastic and more interesting than what we've seen here. But again, in this case, maybe just the combination with the writer just wasn't, maximizing what we can get out of Sam Kieth's artwork, which I definitely think is going to happen more on the Marvel Comics Presents stuff and in the early Max series, in the early issues of that. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the content. Like and subscribe if you do, and I will see you next time. Everyone have a great day.
Like, subscribe, like, subscribe.
King Comics presents Big Baby, Volume 1, Issues 1 to 13, 204 pages of story and art. King Comics also presents Star Crasher one-shot, 32 pages, cosmic sci-fi surrealist adventure. You can find these fine comics at KingComics.CA, at MaximusRex13 on Instagram, or on Facebook, MaxRex or Big Baby.